What's up, YouTubers? This is going to be a different video tonight. This is, I believe his name is Luke Smith. Just as a heads up, Luke Smith, way back in the Stone Age, used to work for the Doug Casey organization. The reason I mention it is because it's kind of funny. If you listen to a lot of his old videos like a year or two ago, he talks about the gold and silver mining industries and how you really get real information in real life by hanging out in bars and buying miners' drinks. That kind of inside information, which is kind of funny. He also talks about back in the day they used to go to the Caribbean nations and get not SA corporations, but anonymous type corporations and buy land in them in various parts of the world. So that's just some perspective of where he comes from. He's a pretty cool dude. He's a pretty funny guy. The reason I'm bringing this to your attention is you can see he's a land developer or a land speculator. He buys up lots and land all over the United States and probably in other countries too, but he buys them up and then sells them up cheap a lot of times. Every once in a while he'll buy these really cheap pieces of junk homes that basically should be condemned, and a lot of times they're in the American South, like Mississippi, Florida. The land, the acreage type land he buys all over the United States, but generally in states where it's cheap, like Arizona or Nevada or the eastern part of California. But he also buys homes and what do you call them? Those trailers a lot of times, but they're pieces of junk. As you can see from the price, this one's $2,500. But this might be of interest to some Europeans who want to leave Europe, keeping in mind the United States taxes are high and going higher. But for people in Europe, this might be a deal if you want to buy something in the States and fix it up and live in it. But keep in mind, if you buy something for like $2,500 or $1,400, $1,500, it can be a lot of money to fix it up. But if you want to buy a van and live in a van and you want a legal address, or you want a legal address for other reasons, maybe you have some tax reasons, you want a legal address and you can live in these places if you want to. I'm not saying you want to, but if you can tolerate it, you have a legal address and start a little online or some kind of business, you know, that you do at home. Again, it wouldn't be fun living, but you could do it if you wanted, if you're highly motivated. Anyways, I'm just going to play this video just to give an idea of what some of these places are like.
This is Luke Smith. I've got another property for you. This one, I was just making a video about the one across the street, and I looked over and it's like, they got that house too, right? So this is a house we have on ruralvacantland.com, and I'm asking $2,499 for this house. Figure it out. If you're the owner of the house, or not the owner, but if you're the occupant of the house and you're watching this video because people are knocking on your door, you should probably buy it before somebody else does and kicks you out. Because somebody will probably go to work on this place, fix it up, make it happen. I mean, look at that place next door. This one looks pretty new. It looks like a new mobile home. Looks like they just either totally resurfaced it or put a new one in the place of an old one.
Like Luke was saying, you can just tear that other one down and put up just move another mobile home on there. That's another thing you could do.
A manufactured home, modular home kind of place. So why not, right? I mean, you could do another one here. You could probably get that thing up the standards. You could sell it on FHA financing to somebody who puts like 3% down and sell it for, I don't know, some $100,000 price maybe. They put down $3,000 and run with it. They make payments, like their mortgage payment will be like less than my monthly gas bill. Yeah, it should be nice and cheap. Maybe it's not even $100,000. I don't know what the prices are around here. So that's for someone who loves land and loves these kinds of deals. Go figure it out. Figure out what you can turn this into, sell it at those much higher numbers, and pull it off. If you get it up to financing standards, I think you get a lot higher number that I'm asking for here.
There's the website
right
right
there.
there.
Property, $24.99. You pay the taxes and liens, because I don't really know what the taxes and liens are on this property. Now, I got so many properties all the time. I don't have the time to go start calling the county and chasing them down and figuring out where all the fees are on this thing. So it's as is. You get what you get. Don't throw a fit. You know, go ask the county. like, if you want a good price on one of these things, spend the time and energy to go ask accounting. Please don't call me and ask what the taxes are. Just go check. It's Arkansas County. Google like Arkansas County tax collector. They probably.
Yeah, these properties a lot of times are in Arkansas, Mississippi, Florida. But if you go on his website, Rural Land, I think it's, well, I forget, I'll put it back on there, but it's ruralvacantland.com.
I have a website with a phone number, and you can probably look up a lot of the stuff on their website and call them and ask them, what other fees should I worry about? You know, see what they are, see what people get stuck with in fees around here. And go figure it out and make it happen. So this is street view. This is what we're just looking at. We're just looking at this one. This street view, it's got a trailer in front, or a haul stuff around kind of trailer. Might be the neighbor that's got. Why did it go that way? Let's try and go the other way. Let's see if I get street view guy doesn't want to go this way. That's a nice looking house right next door. The next one over is boarded up, but the one right next door looks really nice. Looks like it's just freshly redone. Yeah, I'm not sure that one in the back is yours. But this one looks like, it looks like it needs some help. We've got two different kinds of roofs on it. It's like tin roof in the back, tarred roof in the front. It's not $24.99, right? It's got a good price. The rest of it needs some work. So you can pull in here and go to work on this house, make it yours. Down the street is a rice factory, rice mill. Got trains coming and going, so you're going to hear the trains. And I don't know if they've got jobs there or what. That's what this whole town's built around. Let's zoom out of here. Let's get, how do we get out of this thing? Here we go. Show you where we're at. So here's the property right over my head, and then here's this rice mill that's over here. This train track comes right in. That's not the train track. You can see the train track looking down the street. There's a train track here somewhere. Here's a town. It's just farming all over the place. So all this farming stuff's coming in. They got to.
Well, you kind of get the idea behind it. RuralVacantLand.com is Luke Smith. He sells like 1 to 5 acres, or even 10 to 20 acres in places like Arizona for 1 to 5,000 to even 10 to 20,000 for 20 acres. So these are the kind of places you can camp on most of the year or park an RV on, because in some counties in Arizona, like Cochise County, and I can't remember the other one, you can basically live on the property without really developing. Now, you're not supposed, well, I think they allow you to for 6 months or a year while you're building something. So you're supposed to be kind of in the process of doing something with it, but they don't really enforce that. And if you just park an RV on there, or you live on there like part-time, no one really cares. But I thought this might be of interest for some of my viewers who are looking for like really cheap land in the States. And by no means is Luke Smith the only land developer selling land like this. There's many companies like this in the United States. This is just one of 2 or 3 that I follow. And if you're willing to put the work in or live in a kind of a crappy neighborhood, you can buy these places super cheap, fix them up if you want to. Or if you have some kind of online business, you can live in them and kind of use the legal address of the United States. Like for people from Europe, the United States might be a tax haven, and you would have a legal address. It's the only reason why I mentioned this. Instead of a P.O. box, you'd have a legit U.S. legal address for your tax purposes. Like if you're just living there but not full-time, you wouldn't be taxable. Again, this is for Europeans and other people, not for Americans. But your tax status could be tax-free depending on what you do. But that's why I mentioned, like, if you needed a legal address, it's a cheap way to get a legal address. You could even buy this and give the legal address to one of your friends for a kind of a small fee or a fat fee. And that way they could be legally domiciled in the States, have bank accounts, maybe avoid tax or whatever it is they're trying to do. Anyways, for the Europeans out there who are looking for a plan B for a cheap place and are really super flexible, because you got to be flexible with these places, you can get these places for $1,400, $1,500. Like the other one he's talking about is $1,400 across the street. That one, this one's $2,500. You got to pay the back taxes. But a lot of the other land he sells, like in Arizona and Utah, California, New Mexico. Those are just raw land. It's just raw land, but again, you get a legal address. So for people who are maybe looking for a legal kind of residency where they're not going to be taxed if they're not going to be there full time all year. And for Europeans, that might be of interest. For some Asians, maybe, I don't know. But there's just a lot of cheap deals in the States, and it's going to get cheaper and cheaper as the recession develops further. So I just want to put that out there for you guys. It's ruralvacantland.com, or just search for Luke Smith, and you'll find his channel. And he has properties listed on other websites. He has his own websites. If you get on his YouTube channel, you'll find his website. But like I said, there's quite a few people doing this. You can get a lot of times terms where if you don't want to pay cash, you just you get terms. Just they're not always the best terms, but better than other places. Also, too, some of these things are so cheap you can just put it on a credit card. Hopefully, you don't default. You pay your credit card back, but you would own the land free and clear, but you just have a credit card payment. Anyhow, I just wanted to put that out there and some ideas how you can use them for like a tax dodge if you're from Europe, or a legal way to get around taxes, a legal way to have a legal address in the States if you're avoiding creditors or stuff like that. I'm sure my viewers are pretty good chaps and don't need that kind of thing, but just in case you need like a bolt hole or something and you're from Europe and you want to be in the States where they speak English and things are relatively, there's not too many cultural hurdles anyways, at least not in the United States. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Thanks.